HANA 2.0. Let's take a brief look at that section in the master guide. It informs you about the prerequisites, the update process, and any post-update steps. Also included is some information about the revision strategy. You can select the link here and it will open SAP Note 2378962, which contains a link to the slide deck. Okay, let's return to our What's New guide. Documentation changes. The technical operation manual is also no longer part of the documentation set. Some parts went to the master guide, others to the administration guide. And if we switch to the master guide again, here we have this section on operating SAP HANA. It's about the difference between HANA as an appliance and HANA tailored for data center integration. A couple of pages, not exactly a new topic, but if you're not familiar with this, you might want to read about it here. Okay, back to what's new. Documentation changes. The rest is mostly small fry, but you may be interested to know that we now have a dedicated guide to install the SAP HANA Cockpit. Cockpit 2.0 is no longer part of the HANA server, but is a separate installation on a separate system, sort of combines the functionality of Cockpit 1.0 plus the web UI of the Lifecycle Management Tool plus the functionality of the Database Control Center, DBCC, the former Sybase tool to manage entire landscapes. This means that you can now have a single cockpit for all your HANA servers and perform tasks with it that require HANA downtime, like restoring a database, for example. Very convenient. Okay, so much for documentation changes. Let's take a look at what is new and what has changed for server installation and update. New is that you can now use the HANA Database Lifecycle Manager web tool, HTTP LCM, to, it says here, to download, extract, and update SAP HANA components and access advanced application. If not mistaken, you could already do that with the previous releases, but you can now also upload and extract files to the HANA server. This is documented in the server installation and update guide, section 615. Most of the server install and update guide is the same as the previous version, which also means that the whole installation process is pretty much the same. If you're familiar with HANA server installations, you will have no trouble installing HANA 2.0. When we take a look at the Lifecycle Management Tool for 2.0 and compare it with 1.0 SPS 12, you can see that a new tile has been added to upload and extract components. And we also have a tile now that points to the online documentation, SAP HANA Platform Lifecycle Management in SAP HANA Cockpit, and here we have the section about upload and extract. If you select the tile, then you can choose whether to extract the component already on the HANA server or upload archives to the HANA host. This adds FTP functionality to the Lifecycle Management Tool, so you no longer have to make a terminal connection to the HANA host. You can then extract the file. Note that it uses the SAP host agent to perform this task. And from that point on, you can use the install app to install the components. Okay, if we then return to the What's New guide, we can read that uninstalling components with existing component-specific host roles can now be done in one step. For example, say you wanted to remove dynamic tiering from the HANA system, then with the previous release, you first had to remove the host role, extended storage worker, and then you could remove the component dynamic tiering. With HANA 2.0, removing a component also removes the host role, so it saves you a couple of clicks. Then the What's New guide also mentions that the Lifecycle Management Tool now performs a check to see if the minimal operating system requirements are fulfilled.